All right, I'm back. I am back, and there is no delay. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, listen, I'm gonna give you all a few moments to chime back in with me because I am truly excited about what I am going to be sharing with you all tonight. So come on in, come on in, come on in. All right, Alexa, resume. Hey, Robin, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, everybody. Hey, Monty. Hey, Miss Jackson. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? I'm excited about tonight. Listen, you're gonna love it. So if you don't have pen and paper, go ahead, get pen and paper because you're gonna love the training tonight. Good evening, good evening. Happy New Year, everybody. Listen, as you all join in, do me a favor and go ahead and type in your name and the city that you're chiming in from because I promise you, we're going to have a lot of interaction tonight. That's my song right here. Do you hear it? Oh, I love this song. Hey. Are you unstoppable? Come on. Hey, Tracy. You can be what you want. Oh, tonight is excited. Listen, because we're going to talk about moving from resolutions to reality, all right? And so listen, everybody, I'm truly excited. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. We have launched into 2020, and now we're going to go into this year bigger, better, and bolder. 2019 is behind us, and now we're looking to get everything that has our name on it this year. And I want to talk about, hey, Kim, I want to talk about how you can actually do that, all right? And so if you haven't already done so, grab your pen, grab you a piece of paper. As a matter of fact, if you got somebody that you believe need to be on this training, go ahead and tag them. Do me a favor, share the video. Go ahead and share the video with some folks because I promise you tonight, you're going to walk away filled up to capacity, all right? And so I'm truly, truly excited about it. And for those of you who are new, and you've never been on one of my broadcasts, my name is LaShonda Lee. I am the CEO and founder of Walk in Favor Life Coaching. I help women who struggle with getting unstuck, discover resilience so they own their brilliance, which allows them to live unapologetically and live authentically, right? My goal is to help women live a life where they are happy, successful, and fulfilled, right? And so I'm excited about that because I've had an opportunity to work with women across this country, and I love the results that they are getting because they are doing the work. And so tonight, it is a perfect time to talk about these New Year's resolutions because every December, people begin to think about making lifestyle changes, right? Are you raising your hand to that? Raising your hand that you want to make lifestyle changes. And you know, at the end of the day, a new year brings new possibilities, new choices, and new hope for the future. And that's why making New Year's resolutions is so popular. Now, let me say this. I realize that there are some people who have just given up on New Year's resolutions because they seem not to accomplish them. And then all of a sudden they just throw their hands in the air and they say it doesn't work, right? However, by the end of today's little chat, I hope you change your mind about that. And why do I say that? Because I know with certainty, you hear me? Whatever you set your mind to, you can accomplish it. For example, in December, my coach asked me to establish a resolution that will really stretch me, right? She said, don't establish something that you know is impossible for you, but establish one that would really stretch you. And so one of my resolutions was actually a financial goal, and it required that this month, January 2020, become a 5-figure month for me. So you know that's $10,000 plus, right? Guess what? Here it is, the second day into January, and I'm a fourth of the way completed. Did you hear what I said? 2 days into this year, this month, and I'm already almost a fourth of the way into completing my goal. Yes, I'm clapping for myself. Even if y'all not clapping, I'm clapping for myself, right? Now, but I want you to know that it's not just about me, because additionally, my sister is in sales, and the company that she works for, they actually want her to meet like 80% of the sales quota. So they're not expecting you to get 100%, but they do want you to hit 80%. Well, my sister is a overachiever, right? And she wanted to actually hit 105%, meaning she wanted to take the goal that they gave her and exceed it. So this was her goal for the month of December. So she had those 31 days to get it done. All right. Well, let me tell you, my sister exceeded her own goal. In order to be at 105%, she needed to bring in $113,288. Well, let me tell you, she ended with $124,121. Can I get a shout out on that one? And so those of you who you may have given up on New Year's resolutions, I'm telling you, throw that idea, throw that concept out the window. Do not give up on your New Year's resolutions. Let me get it out, because guess what? The New Year's resolution is all about you, all right? And so that's why I wanted to jump on January 2nd. Thank you so much for the hearts. I don't know if you chime in for her success or chime in for my success, but we thank you, and we want to make sure that you get an opportunity to have that same type of success, all right? And so let's go ahead and jump into it. I got my notes, right? And so look at these statistics, right? And let me go up a little bit before I get to that. I don't want you to give up on your resolution. Now, those of you all who are still creating resolutions, you and me both know we often want to make changes in our lives, and it becomes so promising to do so at the beginning of the year because it seems like a little bit more manageable. We got 365 days to get it done. And so as a matter of fact, I want you all right now to do me a favor. In the comments, I want you to share at least one of your New Year's resolutions, all right? Type in one of your New Year's resolutions or one of your goals. It may not be for the whole year, but maybe like I had a January goal. Maybe you want to just type in your January goal, or you can very well put in your New Year's resolution. I want to see that. Hey, Tisha. Hey, Sister Boyington, again, hey, Kim, hey, Tracy, those of you who are on the line, if you haven't already done so, please type your name and where you're calling from or chiming in from, because I definitely want to recognize you. So while you're writing in those resolutions, I want to share some statistics with you. And these statistics may be surprising for you. Check this out. 25% of the people who make New Year's resolutions, they literally abandon them after the first week. Think about it. 25% of the people who made New Year's resolutions actually abandoned them after the first week. Man, they only lasted 7 days. Only 7 days. So they still had 300 and at least 50 more days to accomplish it, but they quit. Right? So 25% of the people abandon their New Year's resolution after the first 7 days. You heard me right, 7 days. 60% abandon them after 6 months. So look, you put in 6 months of effort, 6 months of hard work, and then you quit. So 60% abandon them after 6 months. So they never made it to the end. They never got an opportunity to taste the fruits of their labor because they gave up. Check this out. Only 5%, yes, only 5% actually stick with it and hit it. Only 5% of the people who make New Year's resolutions actually stick with it and hit it. So those folks who give up on New Year's resolutions, I understand why. But I believe part of the problem is they didn't know how to really get it done. And so the reality is, where are you? Are you a part of the 25%? Are you a part of the 60%? Or are you a part of the 5%? You can put that in the comments if you want, or you know what? You can grab you a piece of paper and you can write down your number, because my goal is to help you become a part of the 5%. If you're a part of the 25%, hey, listen, I can appreciate your honesty. If you are a part of the 60%, I can appreciate your transparency. I want to help you get to become a part of that 5%, where you make that New Year's resolution, you stick with the New Year's resolution, and as a matter of fact, at the end of the year, you can pump your hands to the roof and say, I did it, right? And so I want to share with you tonight some game changer tips to help you actually keep the resolutions that you make this year. I want to help you move from resolution to reality. Can somebody type that in? I want to help you move from resolution to reality. And so I actually have 25 tips that will help you get there. However, I'm not going to share 25 tonight. Tonight, I'm only going to share 5. If you want the full list of 25, all you have to do is inbox me your name and your email address, and I will send all 25 out to you. So again, I do have 25 tips that will actually help you move from resolution to reality, but tonight I'm only going to share with you 5. All right, so those of you who want all of them, go ahead and email me. So let's go ahead and get started. So I got my notes. I got my notes here on my paper, and then I got my notes on my computer. So again, if you have pen and paper, write this down. If not, then guess what? You can go ahead and listen to the replay and you can get them. Those of you who are able to type the tips into the comments, can you do me a favor and do that? So again, here are some tips that's going to help you actually keep the New Year's resolutions that you make this year, this 2020, whether they involve losing weight, whether they involve getting healthy, or anything else. These tips are going to help you get there. And again, I have a total of 25, but tonight I'm only going to share 5. All right. So tip number 1 is called the KISS method. KISS method. What does KISS stand for? Let me tell you. I'm glad you asked. Keep it simple, sweetie. That's what it stands for. The K, keep. The I, it. The first S, simple. And the last S, sweetie. Keep it simple, sweetie. So listen, you want to use the KISS method to ensure that you don't get carried away by setting a resolution that you have no hope of fulfilling. Right? And that's why my coach said, listen, I wanted to stretch you, but I don't want it to put you in a place where you don't even believe that you can fulfill it. And those of you who you may be aware of SMART goals. I love SMART goals because, you know, the S stands for specific, the M stands for measurable, and the A stands for attainable. And that's what I want to share with you and attach to this KISS message. The A stands for attainable, right? And attainable basically is where you ask yourself, is this goal worth the effort that I have to put forth in order to achieve it? That's either going to be a favorable answer or an unfavorable answer. So if you have a goal and you may say, do I have control over being able to accomplish this goal? Do I have the skills to accomplish this goal? If I don't have the skills, am I willing to put forth the skills to accomplish this goal? If your answer is no, 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 then guess what? Don't even make that a resolution, because you're not going to stick with it, because it's not even motivating you. What you are literally telling yourself is the effort that I need to put forth in order to accomplish this resolution is really not worth it. So if you get started, you're going to quit. Maybe you might quit after the first 7 days, or maybe you're going to quit after 6 months, but I guarantee you, you're going to quit. And so use the KISS method. Keep it simple, sweetie. Only go after those resolutions that you literally feel that you can achieve. Does that make sense? Only go after those that you feel you can achieve. The second tip is be choosy. Type that in. Be choosy. And what do I mean? Choose your resolutions with care. You know, setting a New Year's resolution just because you feel you should is most likely setting yourself up for failure. All right? Instead, make a resolution to change something that you really want to change. And chances are your success is going to be greater. So you got to find out what you are really passionate about. You have to find out what is in alignment with your core values. You got to find out what you're passionate about, what you have a purpose. You know, there's a quote and it goes like this: you should not master something that shouldn't have been done in the first place. That's called wasted time. You're mastering something that should not have even been done in the first place. And so you want to make sure that when you're choosing your resolutions, they literally are something that you care about. It's something that you really want to see manifest. You know, for me, a part of my resolution is because I want my family to be able to travel more. I want us to be able to do things at a bigger, better level. And I don't want finances to be ever the question. I don't want us to ever have to look at price tags to see if we can do this. If we want to go out the country, I don't want our first question to be, well, how much is it going to cost? And so that's very important to me. I love to travel, and I don't want to travel by myself. I want to make sure that my family is able to travel with me. And so my resolutions really are family oriented. Everything that I do is going to be surrounding my family. So tip number 2 is be choosy, because if you make resolutions that are in alignment with who you are and your passions, more than likely you're going to succeed at them. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that make sense? All right, good stuff. So I'm gonna keep on going. Tip number 3, educate yourself. Educate yourself. Here's a mindset that I share with leaders. Emulate the habits of successful people so you can have the positive results too. So tip number 3 is really educate yourself. You know, read about ways to succeed in making the change that you plan for yourself. For example, I wanted to be extremely successful in business, so I had to get a business coach. Right? Someone that had walked the road that I am now walking, someone that, you know, can reach down and pull me up because they've already been there. So again, read about ways to succeed in making the change that you plan for your life, because it will help you avoid pitfalls and better understand what you can expect as change begins to take place in your life. And so I believe, honestly, part of the reason why I'm already a fourth of the way at accomplishing my goal is because I was able to borrow the expertise and knowledge of someone else. Now, you know, I'm a girl of faith, so I know that's first because God ordained it, right? I had to also put in the work. You know, the Bible says that God will supply all our needs. And one of my needs was to have someone who had already traveled the road so that my learning curve could be shortened, right? And so here it is, 2 days into the month, and I'm almost a fourth of the way of accomplishing a 5-figure month. All right. So tip number 3, educate yourself. Even with my sister, she wanted to hit that goal, so she reached out to me. right? So educate yourself. That's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is a combination, all right? And that is break your resolution into achievable tasks. That's part A. Break your resolution into achievable tasks. What do I mean by that? Rather than focusing on one big change, opt for smaller, more manageable changes that can help you track and accomplish more easily. For example, all of us have heard this little slogan, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? And so if you look at a month that has 30 days, then that means within an entire month, you would have consumed 30 apples because you're only eating 1 apple a day. So at the end of the month, you look back, you're like, wow, I ate 30 apples. But see, if you went the other route where you said, okay, it's day 30, I gotta eat 30 apples today so that I can accomplish this goal, more than likely, you are not going to eat those 30 apples. You're going to probably quit at the 4th apple. And if you do make it to all 30 apples, guess what? You're going to need a doctor. You're going to need a doctor. So why do yourself a disservice like that? Why do yourself a disservice? Go ahead and break that big resolution into achievable tasks, right? So that's that's 4A. Here's 4B. Create a plan of action. You know, once you know the steps you need to take to fulfill that resolution, decide what you will do first. And then what will you do next? And then what's the next step after that? And what's the next step after that? And what's the next step after that until it is complete? Plan each step in advance so you will know how to proceed as you reach each small goal. Let me tell you the beauty in planning, because they say if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Let's just say I live in Kansas City, which I do. But let's just say my husband and our family, we decided that we wanted to take a road trip to Chicago. Now, my husband can probably tell you every road that exists in the United States because he's well versed into that. He's very great with it when it comes to logistics. And so he likes to plan things out. And so what if my husband planned out the whole trip, but we never got in the car to get on the road? Would we ever make it? Absolutely not. So not only do you want to break your resolution into achievable steps, but you also want to create a plan so that you can take action. Does this make sense, everybody? Let me take a look and see the comments. Does this make sense? Oh, good, good, good. Now I'm seeing all y'all comments, okay? All right, okay, good stuff, good stuff. So we good. You're following along with me, real good. So you want to, 4A, break it into achievable tasks. And then 4B is create the plan so you can start walking. I can tell you this. If you create a plan, if you create a realistic plan that outlines how to get from point A to point Z, and then you start putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward, I promise you will get there. I promise you will get there. And then point number 5, and I love this one. Use positive self-talk. I want you to write that in. Use positive self-talk. You know, there was a young lady who, she asked me, and she said, LaShonda, which one is more powerful? Positivity or negativity? She said, which one will have the greatest impact in your life? Positivity or negativity? And my answer for her was the one you feed. Just as simple as that. The one you feed. So if you decide to feed positivity, then positivity is going to have a greater impact in your life. But if you decide to feed negativity, then negativity is going to have a greater impact in your life. Point blank, period. All right? So use positive self-talk. See, self-talk is what we say to ourselves in our minds. What we say to ourselves in our minds have a tremendous effect on our behavior. So tell yourself you can achieve your goals. You can achieve your resolution, because then that will help you succeed in keeping your resolution, and you will begin to believe subconsciously what you say to yourself. Let me tell you, that 5-figure goal, I didn't start telling myself that in January. I started telling myself that in December. And actually, I had been working on the belief factor probably by mid-year. I started just pouring into myself, pouring into myself, pouring into myself. And once I started pouring into myself, I began to believe it. And once you begin to believe it, you start taking action on it. And so what you say to yourself, it's going to make a real impact in your conscious life as well as your subconscious. And so the reality is, at the end of the day, you got to make the choice. You know, you've talked about changing, you've made the resolution. Now firmly decide that you're going to stick with it, even when it's uncomfortable. Because see, one thing I can tell you is successful people are comfortable with being uncomfortable. So stick with it even when it's uncomfortable. As a matter of fact, the Bible says that the righteous don't fear hard times. So stick with it even when it's uncomfortable, and you will see that that change is going to come to pass in your life. And I promise you, you can do it if you choose to. One of my mentors a long time ago, he said, and he's deceased now, but he said, LaShonda, let me tell you this. And he was an administrator of a hospital. He said, let me tell you this. He said, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you are right. So what do you believe? Right? He said, so what do you believe? What do you believe? So you got to make the choice. No one can make that choice for you. But I can tell you this, if you so make the choice that you're going to stick with it, hang in there and just don't give up. You know, the going, it may indeed get tough. You may have discouraging days. As a matter of fact, you will have discouraging days. You may feel like quitting, but quitters never win and winners never quit. But if you've already decided that you really want to change a specific behavior, then keep plugging away. And one day you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that you reached that goal. And then you will be able to say, it's time to celebrate. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that make sense? Let me see. Great points, LaShonda. Thank you so much. Yes, I can. Absolutely. Tracy said, I hear you, sis. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Look, if you haven't already done so, share this broadcast, because even though they didn't start with us in the beginning, they can watch this on replay. All right. Hey, y'all giving me some hearts. I like hearts. Can y'all keep giving me some more hearts? I like them. I like hearts. As a matter of fact, I rarely use the thumb up. When I make comments, I let people, I say I heart them because I like it. All right. And so I want you to think about your resolutions right now, whether you type them into the comment or not. Maybe they're just in your heart. Maybe you are still trying to firm up what it is that you still want to accomplish this year. Maybe you're like, LaShonda, I don't think I've really gotten serious about what I want because I don't really know what I want. Look, you are so not alone. You are not alone. As a matter of fact, that is the one impediment that I run into all the time when I start working with women. The first thing they say is, LaShonda, I don't really know what I want. They say, LaShonda, I don't know. I don't even believe I'm working in my purpose. LaShonda, I don't even know what I'm passionate about. So now I feel like I'm just a thermometer and I want to be a thermostat. And you may say, well, LaShonda, what's the difference? See, the thermometer only reads the temperature. The thermostat dictates the temperature. So if you are a thermometer, that means those people around you who are thermostats, if they're hot, then you're hot. If they're cold, then you're cold. So people who know what they want and they know where they're going, they could easily pull you into their program because you're undecided. You're confused, and they say a confused mind does nothing. So where are you for your resolutions for 2020? Have you created one? Do you know what you want? If you have an idea, have you been able to flush it out, right? And so those of you who have a resolution in your heart, those of you who have typed out something in the comments, I got a question for you. I got a serious question for you. And here's my question. Well, before I get to the question, let me say this. Some of you may have financial goals. Some of you may have health goals. Some of you may have weight goals. Some of you may have relationship goals. Some of you may have professional goals. Some of you may have educational goals. Some of you may want to relocate to another home or even out of state. You may have all of these goals. Some of you have goals for your children. Some of you have goals for your marriage. You have all of these goals, and those are wonderful. Wonderful. I have them too. But here's a question that I have for you. Have you ever thought about making you your New Year's resolution? Yeah, I said it. Have you ever thought about making you your New Year's resolution? Have you literally opened up your journal, and when it came to, and see that you see my journal, I'm ready. I'm ready. I got my stuff in here. Look. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. I'm not playing with this. God, let me see 2020. I'm going to make the most out of it. So have you picked up your journal? And when you said New Year's resolution, you put me. Me. You didn't put a car. You didn't put money. You didn't put a relationship. You didn't put professional increase or whatever. You literally put me. Me. I'm my New Year's resolution. See, that's where women miss it, because we get so focused on how can I help her and him and them and that. And there's nothing wrong with helping her and him and them and that. But eventually, you got to get to a place where you're being refueled. You're being revived. You're being restored. You are being replenished. And so, look, you come first at least some of the time. You got to make you a priority. You got to make you a priority. And so, again, when was the last time you made you your resolution? That's a deep question. When was the last time you said, you know what? I'm ready to live authentically. I'm ready to live unapologetically. I am ready to be my beautiful self. I'm ready to know what my passions are. I'm ready to live in my purpose. I'm ready to create a life that's surrounded by the things that make me happy. I'm ready to make my daily activities line up with the things that put a smile on my face, with the things that bring me joy, with the things that get me excited about waking up. When I wake up in the morning, I'm on a 10 versus a 2. The Bible says, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'm ready to rejoice. I'm tired of living a life where it feels like I'm surviving versus thriving. And so I'm excited because this year, God opened up a new opportunity for me to work with women in a bigger, better, and bolder way. And it is me helping women become their beautiful, authentic self, walking them through a journey that will allow them to get to know themselves, to get to love themselves, to do a self-concept makeover, to get to a point where now we're determining their purpose so that eventually they can live authentically. That's what God has me doing this year. And I'm excited about all the women that I'm already working with. Again, we're only talking about the second day of the year, and I'm already in my goals because I took on those steps that I'm sharing with you tonight. And so listen, if you know that you're tired of making New Year's resolutions year after year after year after year, and they are never manifesting. If you are tired of beating to somebody else's drum, if you are tired wondering about what your purpose in life is, then look, I want you to inbox me because I want to offer you one of my complimentary coaching sessions. I want to help you flush out some things. I want to find out what is it that you would love to be able to do if you were not afraid. If you had the power to create a life that you wanted to live and there were no restrictions, what would that life look like? Then I want to find out, well, what do you think has been hurting you, hindering you, preventing you from getting to that place? And then establish a game plan, a goal that can help you get from where you are to where you want to be. Don't that sound nice? It's time out for just surviving life. God said he came so that we would have an abundant life, lacking in nothing, living it to the full. Don't you want it? He already paid the price for it. All you got to do is receive it. Okay? And so if you know that, hey, listen, LaShonda, I am ready. It's the second day of the year. I'm ready to create a goal. I'm ready to create a resolution, and I'm ready to walk that thing out. I'm tired of quitting on myself, because let me tell you something, ladies. Every time you make a resolution and then you quit, you really made a commitment to yourself. And every time you violate the commitment that you make to yourself, it makes it harder the next time you try to make that commitment. And so I want that to stop. I want it to stop right now. And so if you know that you're that person that says, listen, I've raised my hand, LaShonda, I'm part of that 25% that quit after 7 days, or I'm part of that 60% that quit after 6 months. LaShonda, I'm ready to be a part of the 5%, the part of the people that make a goal, that make a resolution, that stick with it and accomplish it, so that I can be celebrating on December 31st versus talking about maybe next year I can get it done. Because look, if you didn't have the techniques in 2019, then that means that you don't have what it takes right now to get it done in 2020. That means you got to learn, you got to get the new skill. So I want to be that person that can help shorten your learning curve. I've been able to help other women do it within a 3-month time period, okay? So I want to be able to help you do the exact same thing, and that's why I teach resilience. So therefore, even once you and I are no longer working together, you still have the techniques to keep moving month after month, year after year, because see, once the mind has been expanded, and it's expanded like this, it can't go back. So look, I want to work with you. If you're ready, I'm the person to help you. I just have a good track record of success. And so check this out. If you know that's you, go ahead and get in my inbox and just say, LaShonda, that's me. Or type in the comments and say, LaShonda, that's me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and type in the link to my calendar, because you may say, I'm just ready to book the appointment, LaShonda. So I'm going to type in the link to my calendar, and you can go ahead and get on my calendar. Let me see. Calendly.com/. I think this is it. So look, like I said, I have 25 strategies to help you accomplish those goals, but I shared 5 tonight. Do you all have any questions? Is there anyone that has any questions about what I talked about today? Any questions? I see there are 69 comments in here, and I don't see them all. I mean, I know there's 69, but I haven't read them all. So I just want you to go ahead and share a comment. Do you have any questions about anything that I shared today? And so again, tip number 1, As we said, I'll quickly recap them for you, just in case if you don't. I'm sharing with you tonight 5 ways to keep your New Year's resolution, how to move from resolution to reality, okay? So the first was the KISS method. I've already explained what that is. If you're new, if you're just now joining, go ahead and look at the replay. Tip number 2 was be choosy. Tip number 3, educate yourself. Tip number 4 was a 2-part. So 4A was break your resolution into achievable tasks. 4B was create an action plan or a plan of action. And then tip 5 was use positive self-talk. And I really went in detail about each of those 5 points. And so again, make the choice, ladies. Hang in there, never give up. And on top of all the resolutions that you've already made, I challenge you to put you on there. Put me. My New Year's resolution is me. This year, I'm going to be intentional about being authentic. This year, I'm going to be intentional about owning my brilliance. This year, I'm going to be intentional about being unapologetic, not apologizing for who God made me, because God made me in his image and his likeness, and he didn't make a mistake, so there's no need for me to apologize. So if you're ready to step into the rest of this year bigger, better, and bolder, then guess what? I am the girl that can help you get there. And my mentor said, when it's the truth, it's not bragging. So I'm not sitting here trying to brag to you. I'm just letting you know that God has appointed me. God has anointed me. He has equipped me, and he has enabled me to do this work. All right. And so listen, that's all I wanted to share with you all today. Any questions? Any questions? Let me see. Oh, you are so welcome, Robin. And then I see Sister Boynton. She says me. So y'all can jump into my calendar. Hey, Brittany, she said, I'm going to watch the replay. Definitely watch the replay. And Brittany, you know we got to get together before I have to leave out of time. All right. And so, Deidre, you already know it's your time because we're working together. We're getting ready to start this thing. Diane, Happy New Year to you. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you as well. Tracy, yes, Pastor Lamb preached on that this Sunday. All right. So look, Tracy, if your pastor preached on this Sunday, all I am is confirmation, right? He preached on it Sunday. Here I am bringing it back up to your remembrance because God don't want you to quit on you. So good stuff. Let me see who else. Let me look through here. Awesome. She said, I love it. Oh, good. Let me see. All right, good stuff. I just want to be able to acknowledge you all before we get off tonight. All right. So look, feel free. Thank you so much for the hearts. If you have any additional questions, feel free to inbox me. But ladies, let's go ahead and get this thing done. I can guarantee that you can still accomplish a goal this month. Build the momentum. So just think, you get you a win this month. You're going to have all of that momentum that's going to carry you into February. And then you get another win. And then that's going to carry you into March. You get another win. And that's going to carry you into April. And then you get another win, right? That's going to carry you into May and then June and July. You're going to look around and you'll be like, oh, 2020 is almost coming to an end. And you just rocking it, right? You are moving from resolution to reality. That's what it's all about. So, good stuff, right? I'm excited. I don't even want to let y'all go. I'm so excited about this, but I know I got to let y'all go because it's 9:17 and I know y'all got to get into bed. All right. Any questions before I go? Look, jump on my calendar, inbox me. Let's get this thing done. My brother used to always say this growing up. He said, Shonda, don't talk about it, be about it. He my younger brother. He my baby brother. He my only brother. But he would always say, don't talk about it, be about it. So today I'm going to say the same thing to you. Don't talk about what you want to do. Be about what you want to do. All right. So hop on my calendar, get in my inbox. Let's get this thing done. All right. So listen, I love you. God bless you. And I look forward to seeing you on the next training. Bye-bye.